Good afternoon. I feel like Sarah been sorting out Littlebod, having a discussion with the teachers as she's being her sneaky self. Hey, Sam. Sam's hanging around the bird table, and Jack with the ball. Hey, son. Typical Labradors, the tails never ever stop wagging. Do this, son. Tommy, how you doing? I got waylaid a bit with teachers. Hey, Jack. Always with the ball. See how he flicks it? He likes to get it between your feet, so you don't have any option but to kick the ball. It drives us nuts because he wants to chase the ball. Seela, thank you very much for coming in. Kyle, how are you? Vicky, thank you so much for coming in. Vicky, how are you? Julie, you all right? Good morning. Because Littlebod still isn't very well and she's doing part days at school. And today she's done the morning rather than the afternoon. She has been doing all afternoons, but they were doing a life skills course with the transition kids. So she's been in cooking cottage pie today. Secret Blackburn, Ayla, you all right? Christine, how you doing? So yeah, I'm grounded this afternoon, but I've got a very long walk tomorrow, possibly planned. She's doing a full day tomorrow. Little Miss Sneaky spends half the time scamming teachers and planning ways to get herself sent home from school. Sorry, I'm kicking this ball for the dog. And she's using being ill to get out doing things. So we're getting her back into a routine. She's still going to have days where she can't handle full day, but she also needs to be back in a routine. So that's it. Hi, Angela. How are you? Good morning. Secret Blackburn. This walk is called Monk's Trod. And it's that kind of location I was at yesterday. But I need to have a better look at it. Apparently it's a good one. But it is longer. So we'll see. Jack, enough with the ball. Just having a cuppa. Tommy, it wasn't. It was absolutely slashing it down. And look at that. That's looking a bit iffy coming in. It'll be the same with Blackburn. It comes in, the weather seems to come in from the west coast and travel east over us. Yeah, it's all local sandstone. And then you've got the circle there. I spent a couple of days with hypochlorite bleach to clean the stone bank, and then the pressure washer. I was rather mucky. Secret Blackburn's World, thank you so much for coming in. How are you doing? It's called Secret Blackburn. You should be able to look it up. Monk's Trod. That's what this walk's called, Monk's Trod. Apparently the views are stunning, so I might give it a shot tomorrow, as I'm gonna have a bit longer to get to places. It's around where we were yesterday. I hope. I've got so much work to do out here. And it's typical that we've had some heavy... Can you see that? Sam's looking for mice. See his tail wagging. I was just about to show you the peony that's directly above his tail. It's typical that we've had really heavy rain. And I've got two giant peonies forward. I don't know where they've come from because I didn't plant them. But that is huge. It's the size of a dinner plate. There's my hand next. You can't see my hand next to it for scale. And there's Sam looking for mine, as usual. I've been picking roses and I've got them in my dehydrator. So I've got a lot of rose petals coming off. I've got a lot more roses out now. And this is a bush, it's beautiful. It came from the adult bush over there. Oh, do you want to come do my cleaning? I can't be arsed. The steps, the original steps, actually sat back to that third step. And they were all higgledy-piggledy. They were all either really narrow or really, really wide. And they were kind of curved out and they were just a danger for the little ones. So, you all right, Polar Bear? How are you? Beth. Love you. 217 Rebel Outdoors, thanks for coming in. So we built straight over the top of them. The old steps are actually underneath that. They're almost like a foundation and brought it out. So those 3 steps, it's about 6 foot, maybe. No, it can't be, maybe 5 foot further out. Because the old steps did finish where that little half step is. But they were just a nightmare. Yeah, the sandstone's expensive here too. So then behind it, there's like a second wall, and this is just like a skin. Ooh, I've got wild strawberries about ready. They, for all the tiny, are the nicest strawberries you'll ever try. Wild strawberries. I had them all in the herb pot, but I forgot to water them, the adult plant. So they're all the little vine ones that shot off. And in here, hidden under weeds, my fuchsia. I love fuchsias. Absolutely love them. My granddad used to call the flowers dancing ballerinas. And when they open up, it does like a skirt and your stamens look like feet. Lush. Hi, Angie. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm drying them up, Beth. The only issue is, you see with like these yellows with the pink edges and the whites and the pale pinks, the dry and the brown. Same with my white roses. I'd love to be able to do my white roses. And I've got lots of lavender all the way around to harvest to use. The lavender's actually doing all right this year. Just ignore all the weeds. Northwoods, how you doing? It's expensive, Tommy. Like round the back of the house, it's what, 6 foot there-ish. Is it 6 foot? It's just a bit. It's about no, it's not. Just below 6 foot. It's about my head height, and it wraps all the way around. Gives me the heebie-jeebies because I've caught the dog jumping off that before. And you think there's going to be a vet's bill? Yeah, it's crossed my mind, but I've got a big dehydrator. So I've got some in to try. This bush is a Daphne. They're unusual. You don't really see them. And the scent of these is absolutely amazing. That one there, that's a different one. Where's the others at? Got more. Oh, there's one. That's another Daphne. This one, like a standard one. Although that's not been doing too well, and I don't know why. We'll see. This rose here, these petals are drying really, really well. They look lush. Kiss, how you doing? I'll show you some of my little tools. Hang on, I'm going to finish my coffee first. I've got a few tools that I use around the garden that make life a lot easier. Look at it. Gisheen. Do you not get bored of the ball? If you take a bit longer to kick it, he starts shaking with excitement. For all he wants to chase it, he tries to grab it as you kick it past him. It drives me mental. Vicky, I would love you too. No, it wouldn't. Hey, cactus. No, you wouldn't, because it would be in a pen up there. I'll pin it on where the chickens are. I'd pen off that lawn up there and let me goat live on there. And then I'd pen that off and let it in there. Hi, Master Sounds, how you doing? Yeah, a goat will go absolutely wild in my flower beds, so it would need to be Fort Knox. Are you crying at, Sam? He's been mousing, haven't you, son? He gets a bit of an OCD if he has a seed. Oh, guess what this is called? It's called a Sharon plant. How cool is that? Carla Vision, thank you for coming in. How's things where you are, Julie? Jello, you all right? Cactus, there's not very much that could put me off my plan for a goat. They're just brilliant. They're just so funny. When I die, and if I had the chance to come back as an animal, I'd be a goat or a honey badger. Because they're both arseholes, they're funny. They've got character. And they drive people mad, and that'd be right up my street because they're funny. Oh, the bumbles have been a bit quiet recently. I don't know where they're all off gathering nectar. These will come back. These, I always forget the name. What are you called? Totally gone out my head. This is flowered already. It's got these pods. And as these dry out, I'll take the seeds and it'll flower again. Flowers 2 or 3 times a year. If anyone wants any seeds sent, let me know and I'll send you seeds of various things. So seeds off that, the seeds off my lupins, the seeds off the delphiniums. I've got seeds for all sorts. I've got loads of different colour foxgloves. So if anyone wants seeds, I'll take you around my whiskey rose. It's a really, really strange colour, but I actually quite like it. Oh yeah, goats are so funny. Miss Canadian Scrapper, how you doing, Evie? Lovely to see you. Oh, Evie, while you're here, see this rose? Guess what it's called? Wild Eve. So I just had to get that one. I know it's breakfast time for you. It's afternoon here for us. What else have I got seeds to give away? You'd take cuttings of lavender, all sorts. So if anyone wants any seeds, let us know and I'll post you some. Valentin, is Valentin in? Hi Valentin, you okay? And my mallows, I love my mallows. Is that a Barnsley? I've got a few different mallows. I've got these chiffon shrubs, but they're not flowering yet. They flower late. You want to be a lamb? You see, Vicky, a lamb would suit you because you're cute and you're sweet natured. But I'm a bit of an arsehole. I've got that devilish streak, so. Beth, anything you want flowers off, seeds off, I'll send you down. I've got a load of different poppies as well. This one, you can have some seeds off this as well. Pheasant berry. See how the flowers get these long stem flowers down? That'll treble in size maybe, it'll keep dropping down. And the wild birds go mental for those berries. Cheap seeds, how you doing? Tommy. But no, I like goats, they're funny. They're ingenious. Secret blackburn I have, yeah. Have you got, if anyone's got a wall, you can grow them on the ground in borders as well. Those, because I get loads of seeds off those. I've grown them and stretched them the whole way around the wall. If I could remember what they're called, it'll come back to us. Aubrietta, that's what they're called. Lamb and mint sauce, yummy. He's ever far away from me. And he's never far away from his damn ball. Everyone is banned kicking balls that way because he takes out my netting fence that I've got for my sweet peas and flowers on that side. Yeah, hang on. I'll put it in chat, Ayla. Although my email's broken at the minute. Has anyone else got a Hotmail? Because mine, it said there was an issue. They knew that there was an issue with some email accounts. They were working to fix it. And I deleted the app, re-uploaded it. And none of my old emails are showing in that at all. It's not picking them up. So I have to go online to pick them up. Yeah, Tommy, they're one of my favourites. I grow them every year. And I grow them along this netting. These big posts and for my bird feeders, hanging basket brackets from the Poundland. I just use that for my feeders. Look what these squirrels have been doing. Where is it? Look at that. Chewed them all the way around. That one, it's completely lost the pegging. That one, look, you can see the teeth marks in it. Horrible little critters. Yeah, I've got my garden peas, and the sweet peas are taking a while this year. But I just stapled this netting on, and they grow right over the top. And the way the wind blows, it just sends the scent over the garden. These, Beth, I'll send you a lot of these. These are Coreopsis. I got those because my great-granddad apparently used to grow them. So I'll make sure I've got all those in my lilies coming up all right. Last year, I had these odd bugs. My lilies were like black and juicy. And they had these strange bugs on, like worm things. I've never seen them before. Oh, look at that. Isn't that weird? I'll do that later. Little red beetle. Isn't that weird? Something's been chewing. I've never had anything chew my lilies before, and they absolutely battered them, whatever they were. Tell you what, with the sweet peas, it's I've had a couple of dodgy years. I mean, I can get them growing right over the top of that net. Them posts are sunk in, so they're about 7-8 foot. I think they're 12-foot posts, I think. And the last couple of years, they've just not been happy at all. Taken a lot of getting going. And we had that really hot summer. Look at the state of these. I need to peg these up. My blackberries are that heavy with fruit. They're all collapsing. I mean, they're covered. These look ready, but they're still hard. I like them to be a bit softer. Oh, I've got raspberries ready. Oh, I've got a few raspberries ready. A raspberry corner. I only start with like 5 vines, and look, they're growing out, which suits me fine. I love strawberries. Yeah, the washing up liquid's brilliant for green fly and black fly. They do my nutting. They live in the hatch in those beech hedges, and you get clouds of them, and they absolutely love my sweet peas and my roses. I've got a few pea pods on. I like growing the veg. I mean, there's some sweet peas. They're looking a bit scraggly this year, and I don't know why. What colours do you go for, Tommy? I like I always get the show seeds for the sweet peas, and I love the white. They smell lush. Catching them fish, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Scuff Frank, how are you? I've also had a problem this year with slugs. Now, I've never really had slugs here before, but I've got them. So, they're a geranium, this bush. They're cute. So they've been on and they've been hammering my squash. That's a sickly looking one. This one was doing really, really well. And I'm trying to save it. These are soybeans. Never grown them before. I had some in the cupboard and I thought, you know what? I'll see if I can grow them. That one's doing all right. These tubes are clever. Put these over the top. They'd already had these ones, so I thought I'd try and save them, but they're not doing out. These tubes have got a strip of copper around them. The slug hate copper. Did you know that no bacteria will grow on copper? Other officers, they should use them as light switches in hospitals and things, because no bacteria or virus will grow on copper. These leeks, I'm going to let them flower. Take seeds off them. That tomato is a volunteer out of some soil I got out of the greenhouse. I've got a volunteer potato down there. My apple trees are doing well. Enough with the ball. This one, they're growing decent, but this one is my favourite. It's a Cox. Look at the size of them. For a baby tree, stop with the signal. Uh-oh. It's almost getting to the time of year when I'm out here with my weed burner, burning the wings off stuff. Primarily wasps. Well, only wasps. I've got a fair few Victoria plums on, but look at the state of this. It's a tree that wants to bush every year. So last year, I absolutely butchered it, and I tied down the fruit branches, and sure enough, it really does make them fruit more. Look at them. I'm going to have to take them out, one of them out, because I nipped the top out and it's just growing around it. Where it was grafted to another type. See how it's coming out of the ground? Now I dug down, got to the graft. That's below the graft, I think. Dug them down, waxed them, and they still came shooting back. So this is going to get a hard cut again to get it back. That's a lovely apple tree. I did last year to keep the bugs off. Tar it. It's the end of the tar. That was one of the most gloopy, horrible jobs I've ever done. Oh yeah, how are you? I haven't seen you for ages. You all right? I went to get some. Hi, Jonathan. You okay? Oh, Vicky, I've got a thing about wasps. I've got a major phobia, so they do get burnt like this. Can you see? That's kind of burnt. That's because it had a wasp nest in, and I kind of squirted a load of the gas in off the weed burner, and then lit it, and just went boom. No more wasps. Rhonda, how are you? Rhonda's got a brilliant channel. Love Rhonda a bit. You show her some love. Show her some love. A fair few pea pods on. That's a big one. See, the dog on the ball everywhere. What else have I got going? The delphinium, I love. PA, how are you? I'm good, Corey. How are you? Got a hosta starting to flower. These delphinium, I love. I've been I sprinkled around last year's seeds to get them going. Right, I'm going up in the forest. I'm going to get soaked and ignore my weeds. So I've got a white foxglove there. I was deadheading this rose bush. Yes. Deadheading is a job I'm not very good at. Got these lovely little riffly roses. That one's just like a plant. And they're coming off in the ball. It's just rotting them at the base of the flower. This Himalayan pheasant berry is brilliant. That'll grow about that long. You see if the bumblebees are in there. This is the peony. I could really do with staking it up. But the flowers get massive on it. These two little rose bushes are cute. Dusty, how are you? And they absolutely end up covered in roses. Where am I going? Oh, I wanted to show you my whiskey one. This one is named after a brand of whiskey called Glenfiddich. The unusual colour of that. It's like a browny, pinky, dusky. It's a really, really old colour, but I kind of like it. And there's it in bud. It's a really unusual coloured rose. Really pretty. Jack's tired himself out. Wild edibles, brilliant. Wild edibles, if you want to go and check her out as well. Another chicken person, but growing, very knowledgeable on what she does and what she grows. Ooh, I've got a lily nearly flowering. Those little bushes smell lush. I smell it here. So I've got a yellow rose there. What have I got? These are the chiffon ones. These are really pretty when they flower. And this thing's just nuts. See how it's growing really, really corkscrewy? Ball dog. and Sam with me. Yeah, Dusty, I've got a load of bamboo. I've just been lazy. I've had tomatoes off already. I was in here trimming them up yesterday. I've done like I normally do. Take out all those side shoots and strip all the leaves. There's no one down there, I missed. Take all the side shoots off to the first vine. This one and that one as well. But I've let these little cherry tomatoes bush, and they really have bushed. I've had some off this one. That's another rainbow. What's this one? This is a cherry. No, I've trimmed this one back, but I'm leaving this one to bush just to see. We've always done that where you take the side shoots off, you take the leaves off. So we killed all this and it's not taken. That's a wild Eve rose. I need to trim that. Look at the size of that flower. It's huge. Bigger than my hand. And this white one. I've got a problem with this rose over here. And I end up in a right state. Because where it's been grafted, the wild rock flower that it's been grafted to takes off. I mean, these bamboo canes are 12 footers and it grows over the top. I tried to do them so they make an arch. They're collapsing down. But they're lethal. Around the other side of it, if I can get, oh God, I'm going to get stabbed. It's a nice big lily. Where am I going? The wild roses that you use, the rain's hammered them. They're like a really pale lilac. They're unusual. Ouchie. And strawberries this year for strawberries. I left a load of the weeds in, and do you know what? It saved my strawberries. I had a mouse last year and the year before collect them and stack them all along here at the base of the side. Oh, there's one ready, look. Oh, and there's a load there. I have to come out with a bowl. And I normally have to put the net over those electrician pipes, those electric ducts. But I've left the weeds in. Well, I have been taking nettles out. And the birds have left them alone and there's no sign of the mouse. I wonder if you got to go. Rhonda, thank you so much for coming in. Oh, Rhonda, that sounds absolutely fabulous. Loads of fun. And this thing, no idea what it is. I'm hoping it flowers soon so I can work it out. Black moth. Enough with the ball. I try not to water very much. A lot of the plants I've got aren't big thirsty plants. Look at the size of that. Hebe, it's massive. Another pheasant berry. I've already flowered at the top. And you get a set of 5 berries per stage. And they'll grow about to about that long. Lupins, anyone want some lupin seeds? Leave me a message, I'll get in touch, you can have some. Loads of foxgloves. The foxgloves have gone a bit mad this year. I mean, look at all the bumbles. Where's it gone? Yeah. My wildflower bit. There's pretty much nothing that will keep bamboo in. Bamboo's like me. End up having to take mine out. Another one that's grows wild like that is the feather grasses. I can't remember what the full name is. If you've got a big, well, even if you've got just a regular sized border and lots of weeding to do, this is the best tool I've ever had. It's an oscillating hoe. Yes, I've got a hoe. Turn it over. And that's just got a bit of give. And the end's almost like a razor. And that is the best weeding tool ever, next to the one I've got down the bottom of these steps. I'll show you that one too. But an oscillating, a Dutch hoe they are, but they're an oscillating one. Absolutely brilliant. Look, see? He's never far away. And him, if I had £1 for every time I fell over him, I would be a millionaire. Oh, sorry, Jack. Oopsie. Right, I'll kick it for a bit. Oh, did you see that? He wants you to kick it and he wants you to chase it. Him to chase it. But he tries to catch it. Back. Ha, got you. So how much, so the water band you've got, Vicky? Is there a certain amount of water you're allowed? You're not allowed sprinklers or hose? One way possible, Dustin, pond liner. Dig a trench out, line it with pond liner, and probably put a double layer in. That should be able to keep in your bamboo. But you're going to have to peg it in along the ground above it. So say if you have a hole like, hang on, like the greenhouse. Say if the greenhouse was the hole in the ground and the stones are you lining it. You'll need to take a lip around your hole and peg it in out there, because as the bamboo grows, it'll be able to jump it. So if you do it that way, should be all right. But just keep an eye. But pond line is a good way. I use like I'll show you. You careful you don't give it the plants access to get to the soil past that trench. See, when we go into drought, which I think we're going to do this year, because from where I've been walking, the water levels are really down. We're not allowed to use hose pipes, pretty much. I'll come round here. For the mint, I dug this trench. Actually, I had tomatoes in it as well. I did for tomatoes. I dug this trench and I've lined it with pond liner. Now that I took it above the soil height by about 1.5 inches and brought it over the top and nailed it in. Well, no, stapled it in behind that barrier that you put up, and it should be able to stop your bamboo from jumping it. Same on the other side, although it's not got anywhere to come out this side. Plus, you get to, when you do that, you can monitor your water levels. You're not constantly watering and the water escaping below. You see on this side, as it started to jump, it's trying to jump, but it hasn't managed it yet. The mint, though, will lie down and that'll root in. But I've got the weed net in there, so it can't. But that stuff, it absolutely grows like mad. I cut it down into a nice, pretty little head shape, and it's just gone mental. Do you know why that stuff's left in the wheelbarrow? So the other half can't nick it. I'm sick of my garden tools getting nicked. Oh, is Secret Blackburn still about? Secret Blackburn, got something for you. Everybody else. Right. You see this thing here? You've got a long metal spike. Comes into a piece of wood at the top, nicely turned. A little hole in the top. I don't know if there's a hole in the... No. A solid metal spike with a wooden cup at the top. Does anyone know what that's for? Something so simple as that. Have a guess what it's for. Justin, you got it. Yeah, you can find where water is. Like divining rods. You just stick that on the ground, stick your ear on there, and you can hear the water. It's really good. It works. I was using it for the septic tank to work out where it was. Sure enough, it works. Just a metal spike with a cup on top with a hole through it. Just a fine hole. And you can hear the water. Justy, can you do it with the coat hangers? Get a coat hanger, cut 2 pieces of metal off it, make it into an L shape. You hold the shorter part of the L shape in your hand and just hold it loose. Both hands, and walk along slowly. And if you come across water, they come in and they cross, and your water's right below you. Secret Blackburn, yeah, that's what it is. Other half got given it off a fella that retired. He used to work for the council. That's what it is. The metal clothes hangers, that works as well. You just hold it nice and loose. Oh, they still use them. It's nice seeing old technology really still used. But it definitely works, and so do the coat hangers. I do it all the time. Enough, you're knackered. This is why he looks so fit, because he's never, ever away from you with a ball. Hey, son. Yeah, divining rods, that one, you just put your ear to that wooden cup, Vicky, and you can hear the water. Oh, other tools. So you've got that oscillating hoe. Then you've got this one, and I really, really like this one. I don't know where my wooden hook's gone, but the ends of it's a razor. Nice and sharp. And that's brilliant for taking up the shorter weeds. Just scrape the top off. And then these hooks, I use those for all sorts. I've actually got a wooden handled one. It's about the same length as the 2 hoes, but I haven't got a clue where that is at. You can sharpen the edges. You can do it for cleaning out paving joints. All sorts. That's a really good one as well. 2 secs. Just getting asked for a Peppa Pig game. Hey, Jack. I had a tennis ball launcher for him, but do you know what? He didn't knacker it. Sam did, carrying it about. What have you got on today then, Vicky? Out and out. This thing, I keep pulling them out. I don't like them. And it appears everywhere. It just annoys us. I don't really want them, but they do grow really quick. There's another one there. They've seeded before I've pulled them. There's another one there. This is marjoram. A big patch of it. I don't use it in cooking, so it's kind of a waste, but it fills a corner in. I might go and let Cheap out for a little bit. Sit down for 5 and go and let him out. Let him out for a wander. You can see Cheap. Ouchie. Hey, Jack. Hey, son. Sam, where's your frisbee? Sam's a frisbee dog. Aren't you, son? I hate that he's gone grey on his chin. My chat's for... Hang on a sec. If it'll let me. It's not even going to let me. Right, 2 secs. I'll just refresh it. It's doing that to me a lot. Silver, you all right? She's still on half days, Jim. She's done this morning instead of this afternoon. Clint, how you doing? Sorry, chat totally froze up. Dusty, I make and sell candles and wax melts and things. I'm a general dog's body, mum taxi, animal keeper, pretty much everything. Groundsman, gardener. I've got some really stupid pigeons. One sat just above the shed. That one. And they've decided to make a nest in the beech hedge. Idiot birds. The hawks are going to have them really quickly. Wild edibles. Muscovies are fairly big, aren't they? My friend growing up, they always had Muscovies. How are you doing, Silver? Claudette, thank you for coming in. I wish that neighbour would take them trees down. Those 3, that one grows on a wonk, and the 3 of them bend all over the place. And that monster, it's only a matter of time before the wind takes it out, because it's only got branches on my side, not on this. And they're starting to yellow off. Hopefully the disease has got them again and they'll be going. Yeah, greenhouses are a massive help. Here, growing tomatoes and things, I could do it outdoor, but there's a likelihood they won't be ripened by the end of the season. The bugs will have them. So the greenhouse is the most reliable way to grow them. I'll start everything off in there. Double D, how are you? I finished that coffee, has it gone cold? There's been bird flu found on the East Coast. Well, I'm kind of central. I'm right on the border of East and West Meeting. I think they're about 100 miles away. I'm guessing that the bird flu's been found. So I'm really careful with my birds anyway. It's mainly brought in by the migratory water birds. But then it gets into the food chain when the hawks get them, they die. Your crows, they get it. It passes on through the feces of the birds, your guano. So I'm really, really, really careful. Jenny! Oh, is Jenny in? Jenny, thank you so much for coming in. How are you? Jenny's brilliant. She's got some of the most beautiful silkies I've seen in a very, very long time. It's a lot of work, Jenny, but I love it. I've got a fair few scars. I mean, that's been grafted onto a wild rose. This one here. And that get to about 12 foot like that one over there. They're a nightmare. Yeah, well, it's really unusual. Normally it's winter time that we have the problems, but about 2 weeks ago, honeybee. A case was found in the northeast. So I'm really, really, really careful with my chickens. Sniper, how are you? Rhonda. Where's Rhonda? Here she away. Gregory, how you doing? I'm going to harvest a load of my lavender. Leave enough for the bees. As the bees go absolutely nuts on it. Don't know where my bumblebees are because I've normally got thousands of bumblebees. Hey, little honeybee. So it's really unusual that we've got bird flu now. Normally it's over winter. I haven't seen any more reports. I need to go onto the government website and check. Look at the size of this rose. These I got because they're called Wild Eve, and my little girl's called Evie. Well, Eve officially. But look at this one. It is massive. Look at the size of that. What have we got down over here apart from weeds? Some crazy daisies coming up. But yeah, I love those. It's gorgeous colour. I might take petals from that one to try and dry. I just thought, why pay for them when you've got your own growing and you can dry them out yourself? Jack, enough with the ball. Sam with an ancient bone. Hey, son. At least he's got that ball because normal tennis balls end up absolutely gross. Yeah, I've got some of the growth hormone. So I'll take some off and clone them. No way, thank you very much for coming in. Wales, how you doing? Wales, it's full of weeds. I've got so much to do. But I kind of cheat. You can see the edge of that bank. I just go out with the weed killer, knock it all back, like I've done it in this border as well. It sits under my gold tree. Hit the weeds back on here. So I don't, oh God, thistles. I hadn't seen those thistles. I mean, the amount of seeds that I get off the lupins. Look, there's Jack with the ball. This thing drives me insane. I come out with a hedge trimmer and just bat it all back. That's grown out about a foot. And I found if it gets to touch the ground, it roots. So that's going to get some serious treatment shortly. I know weed killer's not exactly it's the lazy way to do it, but I've got that much to do. Just works out easier. The wildflowers are doing really. It takes a couple of years for them to really get established. That's a red robin, I think. Really pretty. You've got the sweet clovers, the big daisies. Are they not borage? I can't remember the name. But in between, I just knock it back, knock the grass back because it just strangles off the wildflowers. This one didn't flower last year, so it's cute. Can't remember its name, of course. No idea what it's called, but that's the way it goes. A few different kinds. Oh God. Ugh. Ugh. Washing up liquid needed. Black fly, a lot of it. Normally the ants, we get a lot of ants. The ants will come and kill them off. God, they're covered. Ah, makes your skin crawl. Red Dirt, how you doing? Look at them, there's loads. Ooh. I'll be treating those today. They've hopped onto that one as well. Not so many though. Sam, get them told, son. Yeah, we get the ant nests all over the town. Same time, same day, all tend to erupt. And you get loads of flying ants coming out of them. This lovely thing has sent out some shoots off, which I didn't know it would do. So I've fed that into a tub, buried the base of it in some compost for the smaller one. And when I think it's got enough roots on it, I'll cut the main base. It's really pretty, really unusual. Black pepper does, I didn't know that. Vicky, I reckon you're going to win that contest, you know. Yeah, I've got the top of that monstrosity to take off. I got so far up and then got sidetracked and did a lot of work on these silver birches last year. But there's a couple of branches maybe should have gone that didn't go. This nest box had in a family of blue tits and they've all just fledged. If anything jumps out off mine, can't see inside. Blue tits were in that one. when they first hatch the chicks off and they fly, that first time, they bring them to the bird feeders for a couple of days to sell them, show them a food source, and then they take them off into the woods. Leica, how are you? Yeah, Vicky, your sunflowers look amazing. That's a red robin. Foliage is lovely on it. This thing, it's a fire bush. In spring and winter, its leaves are fire red. But what is unusual about it, and then I'll take a dead one off. As you can see, the stems have got three or four fins on, so it's almost like a box. Which I've never really seen before, but that's a fire bush. Comes over so pretty. That magnolia is a sunrise one, a bright yellow one. And my butterfly bush that needs really nastily cut back. Needs a real good haircut. The local squirrel loves this thing. Art man, how you doing? Shaz, call me Shaz. You going home tonight? Oh, brilliant. This fir, if they've taken all the combs off, looks that way. It's huge. It's a low lion pine thing. There's really pretty pine cones, and this one's got lovely pine cones on. These ones are purple. And they change colour as they get older, but a lovely purple. Nigel, thanks very much for coming in. Yeah, Shaz. All these poplars, these weren't here like 3 years ago. The guy next door bought the field. Well, it's not even a field, it's a bank on the side of the wood. And just let it go. But there was a young deer living in here. I'd hoped it had come back. I've not seen it. It hung around in here for about 4 months. Hi, Jamie. Okay. It's me. How you doing? DJ, how are you? Oh, man, I got you. Hi, Jack. Welcome to Northern England. This smells beautiful when it's in flower. I haven't got a clue. Then I've got an ash, and it gets that heavy with berries that, again, its branches fold right over. Flowering blackcurrant that I cannot stand the smell of. Flowering blackcurrants absolutely stink. I've got an issue here I need to sort out. Dogwood. I took one out and I must have left behind a little bit in the ground, and it's absolutely taken over my hazel in the middle. So I'm going to have to take it out again. And it took me ages the last time. But it's massive. Look, here's my hazel. But that thing's totally taken it over. It's grown right round it, so that'll be getting taken out, all those berries. My lilacs are doing well. They were just little tiny things. And my pink elderflowers are black. It's officially called a black elderflower. I did have a quince. Where's the quince gone? I did have a quince. Doesn't look like I've got one anymore. What's that? No idea what that is. Or is that part of the tree? So that's gone missing. I did have a flowering quince. No idea where it's gone now. Jackman. Agent, how are you? Ha. The dog's going to get on the trampoline. Hang on, what's Angie saying? Oh, brilliant. Sub up everybody. The Bud File should get their community page any day soon. Help each other out. I haven't looked in that bird box. I had to kind of put this bird box together because I burnt it again with a wasp nest. But I badly burnt this one. I had the face. Was the face still down here? It was. How's it gone? I can't see it. The face was absolutely chiseled. It was toast. So instead of having a nice pretty little hole in, I can't see. Did anything show up in there, or is it just out? Oh man, you're not dumb at all. Not in the slightest. This thing, still haven't got a clue what it's called, but it's furry. Has really strange leaves with tops. Anyone got any clue what that is? It's going to be tall. It's over 6 foot now, knocking on 7 foot. I've got no idea what it is. I found it growing on the front, so I managed to transplant it and bring it up here. It's hairy like a kiwi fruit. That kind of hairy. Agent, I'm exactly the same. I get them wrong all the time. My little geranium. This hosta's mahusive. Because it's damp and it's quite cool today and cloudy. There's a lot. Oh, it's another weed. Loads of flies out. See, dogs with me everywhere I go. Yeah. Hey, Sam. What have you been doing? Your nose is all mucky. Sam's really bad for digging holes and looking for mice. He has seizures. And when he's had a seizure, he gets a bit of an OCD. And normally, it's that he can hear mice. And he's constantly hunting mice. So I'm presuming he's had another seizure during the night recently. I treat him with CBD oil and it works better for him than it does the vet meds. The vet meds were making him fall over his feet. He was sleeping, putting on loads of weight, so I took him off. Wales, I don't know what that thing is. Trisha, nice to see you. How's things with you? Yeah, it's a really, really strange plant. It's what secret blackburn fairy. That one at the top or this weird one here? Yeah, 4 drops on his food in the morning. If I do find that he's had a seizure, when we're obviously we're away, I'll put a couple of drops in his mouth and I'll up his dose for a couple of days. But you can't overdose them. It doesn't do them any harm. I use human grade CBD. I don't use pet. But it really works for him. Works much better than the vet meds were. And he's back to jumping in the car because he hurt his hip a few years ago and he refused to jump in the boot. All of a sudden, he's jumping in the boot, he's jumping up at you, which isn't wrong, but at the same time, it's nice to see. I And Jack, it just gives him a nice shine on the coat too. Sam's always had a good coat anyway. Stay still. Don't look at me like that. You've got wild eye. Do not jump up at me. He's got the sit. The Mohican. He's got the double Labrador coat, whereas Jack is really fine haired, whereas he is like a polar bear. There he's got with his toy. Remy, how are you? Oh shoot, that went wrong. He's the fittest dog I've ever had. He never, ever, ever gives in. I'll call him. I bet you're looking to get forward to getting home, like Anne-Marie, how you doing? It must feel like you've been away from home a lot longer than you have. You've been holed up in that hotel. Look at that monster. It is massive. See if the wasps are on it yet. Hope not. Last year you'd walk down here. It's one of these branches from about a third from the end, so a year's earlier growth. It's covered in wasps, and they'd be dropping on the floor, and it'd be raining, and it was the sap from the tree and drunken wasps chewing the needles when the sap was running up and getting drunk off it. But it's all these branches on this side, there's nothing on the back. Same with them all the way along. All these all the way along. I mean, one of those branches would take my shed out. Like the whole tree is scary. This one doesn't even grow up. It comes across and at a right angle. I'll return my shed. That one's looking like it's... No, they are looking like they're dying off. Ooh, elderflowers. Right, Sam, what are you crying for? Where are you? Oh, Sam? Sam? Oh, he's at the door, asking to get let in. Ah, brilliant, Leica. Yeah, I'll see. Hopefully I'll be able to make it. So you're coming over this side. No, brilliant. Have you emailed me, Leica? Because my emails aren't working. There's a problem with Hotmail. And when I've gone to reinstall the app, it's not showing them. I have to go online to get to my emails. But I hadn't had any emails. And I only get loads for days. Last Thursday was the last time I got an email. No, they haven't, but I wish they did. Do you know what I want to do? Copper. But then I read that the copper takes ages. 2 secs. They are starting to yellow again. So I presume they're all... aren't so badly packed, but this corner where all the big ones are, they've only got branches on this side and they've only got needles on this side, so they're very top heavy. The lady that built the house, this thing, she must have got a job lot of conifers, and she just planted them together where the dogs just ran inside there. It's actually been cut out and it was a den inside. It's all cut through. I don't know if you can see through. I can't be bothered going in it. Hey Jack, with your ball. But there was another patch of them over here. So my dad came up with a chainsaw and they're dotted all over the place. The driver's mad. I hate. Akash, how are you? I'm just wandering around the garden talking about it. Yeah, hopefully it'll be the year that they go. Top heavy anyway. Just got a flock of birds flying. I don't know what they are yet. My tawny owls live. Which one is it? That one. That big tree there in the background. That's where my tawny owl. Pick up and I'll come and sit. I'll try and remember and come and sit out on the steps and call them in and video them coming in. So tomorrow, because look at him with a plant pot. He's got wild eye again. That dog loves plant pots. He has them stashed everywhere. I was going to have 5 minutes. He's going to come charging the other way. Oh, he's not. He's coming back that way. Yeah. He does this every day. Normally, that has another mad 5 minutes, about 7:30 at night. He has to grab something and roll around on his back, throwing stuff in the air like a cat. Yeah, wild roses smell amazing. The only thing is they're vicious. When you try and trim them back and maintain them, be prepared for, oh crap, be prepared for scars. My hands are all scarred from either chickens or plants. Like it. Oh, you've got a pet monkey, haven't you? It's so much fun. How old did you say your monkey is? Hi, Willie. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, there's Stud Dog. He really enjoyed his first stud job, didn't you, son? Once she let you. He made beautiful puppies as well. He's got a lovely pedigree on him, but he's just a beautiful dog. Fit as a lop, aren't you? I can see anything of you apart from your tongue and your face for a ball. Him, he's brilliant. Oh shoot. Right, you need to stop doing that because the ball's going to go right down your throat, son. He tries to catch it as soon as you kick it. Even though he wants to chase it, he'll try and catch it. He was fixed when he was 18 months old. And it was just as lucky we had because one of his nuts was actually up inside his belly, which a lot of the time causes cancer in male dogs. So we were lucky that we found that. There'll be no more Sams. He can't do it. Whereas Jack, yes. Fishing. Oh, that is so cool. Like, put your link up. Like I go to some amazing places, and where she lives is just amazing. I have never seen that or heard of that happening before. See, for all I wanted him done, I don't agree with them being done so young. The people that took his brother, they had him done at about 8 months old, and he didn't grow as a male dog should do. Like Sam's got the white head, he's got the muscle, he's got the big bone in. Whereas if a male dog's fixed too early, they don't develop that. They tend to look more female. They've got the narrower heads, they've got the narrower bone structure. And I don't like it. It's too young. I don't know whether it applies to cats as well, but for dogs, especially dogs, I don't agree with them being done so young. They just don't develop into what they should be. I mean, his brother, he's a big dog, but he's like a barrel on four skinny legs, and he's not got the square head of a male like Sam has. He's more narrow like a female. He hasn't got that muscle growth. So I think they got him done far too early. I don't like it. Yeah, because they've not had that hormone spurt through them, Jim. They don't develop as they should do as a male. He was 18 months. He was starting to be a nightmare. And where we lived, it was just asking for trouble, wanting to go and chase around after girls. But he was 18 months. I don't agree with it too young. Oh, I would love to have a pet monkey. Kind of adopt yours like a. That's brilliant, Agent. He's huge, though. See, Sam, when I picked him up from the vets after his surgery, they said he won't need any pain relief. He's had like, enough pain relief here. Just make sure he eats and drinks something plain like chicken and rice. So it's like, okay, relieved that we'd actually done it because of the counselling. And I got him home. All he did was cry. I had to hug him on the sofa for him to go to sleep and stop crying. As soon as I moved, he started crying. I was syringe feeding him water. He was crying. Trying to get him to eat, he was crying. So we went back to the vets 8 o'clock the next morning, and they gave him another dose of pain relief. And they said, yes, that is what he was like yesterday, which is why he had the max amount of pain relief he could have. And it just turns out that he's got absolutely no pain threshold whatsoever. Surgery, what else has he had done? He had to have he had a scan done of his hip because he hurt his hip, on his feet as well. And it's also him with anaesthesia. Because he has the seizures now, he has to have different anaesthesia. The last time he was on the bank behind the chickens and went to have a poo, and he fell flat on his back, and that was, I think, 2 days later. He was screwed up for days. But it's on his notes that he just doesn't cope with pain whatsoever. Do you, son? So they're always ready for him. Yeah, so does Sam. And you'll go to sleep on your knee and you're like a dead weight as well. Because if he falls asleep, point blank to move, don't you? Sam was Sorry, the Bud Files. I didn't see you there. How are you? Have those subs stayed above 500? It takes them a little bit to set up your community page. I didn't even know I was getting one. One day I went onto my YouTube and it was there. I was like, why? But it was when they just changed the rules. Ah, love big dogs. Oh, sorry, was it me? Sorry, it's Angie. Angie, hope she's okay. Sorry, I didn't see that. But Jack, for all he's like intact, stood, he's been no problem at all. No problem at all. I mean, he has been hit by a car from sneaking through the fence and down to sniff the bushes across the road. But apart from that, he's not a nightmare. And I was warned once he starts working as a stud dog, any bitching he's going to be off like a shot. But he's been fine. And a lot of people walk their dogs along the main road. So fingers crossed he stays like that. Yeah, like on her channel, she does so many things that just look amazing. Hey, Sam. See, the ball never, ever, ever stops. Anyone comes around and they kick the ball, that's it. He tortures them for life. He rates people on if they kick his ball or not. When his first stud job came round, he did actually want to play with his ball with the owner at first. Thinking, yep, this is going to go great. He always goes and sits under that bush out of the sun. Not that it's sunny. I think that's the rain just about done for today. But I'm going to do some research on this walk called Monk's Trod. I may probably do that tomorrow. Depending on location, I might have to pre-record it, but we'll see. I think it's going to take me about, I don't know how long, actually, I can't remember. It'll take me a while. So I might pre-record it and maybe split it up. I'll do some of it live and then pre-record the rest. But it's that app, the All Trails app, it's really, really good. And it's not just for UK, it's all over the world. You can check out trails. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, hang on, it's sorry. Aye, Christopher. Chris, I had Sam out for a walk one day when it was a pup, wasn't he, Chris? Was he about one? And I had him at the field at the top of the street, and Chris came to see us. Can't remember what it was about. He said bye, walked off, walking down the town centre. Had Sam with me, and then all of a sudden, his head turned, and he was off like a shot, and he took off down the street chasing him. And he's done that a few times. He's got a real thing for my son. When he sees him, he wants to take off with him. I had him on the field one day, a different field, and Sam come up to say hello, see him and his girlfriend. And he left, and I had a hold of Sam and chucking his frisbee, trying to keep him entertained. And I thought it was fine. But all of a sudden, his head just went, and he charged, and he got to Chris before Chris got to the front door. Yeah, didn't he? Remember when we were on? I was on the horse field you were on the horse field at the top, and you come up, and then you chased you down the street. Yeah, Chris is my boy, my oldest. Chris, have a look online because she's got a pet monkey. A cobra. Oh my God. See, that'd scare the crap out of me. I don't do snakes at all. See, Jack, I spent a week. Yeah, well, you'll always be my boy. You always will be. Oh, Sam's a nightmare. And when we first got him as a puppy, it was like, right, for Christmas, what we're going to do. So we can't put presents out because he'll destroy them. So I asked Chris to keep Sam in his bedroom until Christmas morning. He only moaned about it, didn't want him in, but it was the only option to do to make sure Christmas actually happened without Sam opening everything. So next morning, Chris comes down, said it's the best night's sleep he's ever had. Sam spooned him in bed all night, said it was better than his girlfriend being there. Hey, Sam, he's got a right thinker, Chris. He spooned you all night, didn't he? You see, when you're around and you leave, he'll go up the fence, he starts crying, and I have to watch him in case he tries to lob the fence to come after you. Just don't trust him at all. The amount of times that he's done it chasing after you. So what's the list of animals you got now? You've got the turtles, the spider, the rabbit. Is that it? It's weird seeing someone sat with a turtle around their feet. Oh God, yeah. Hey, Double D. Yeah, Double D. It's all the time. Wait, your spider died. You did the girl one. I knew the boy had died. I didn't know the girl had. Yeah, it's around. I haven't seen him, and my daughter said she's not seen him. But the noises are constant. The whole light was switched on again. Was it last week? I don't think Chris believes me about it, but it's true. Agent, thank you very much for coming in. What? You just found it died? And he's got some zebra finches as well that have just had babies. And he's got some zebra finch chicks. Chris, has a spider just died? Double D, I sleep fine. It's in my daughter's bedroom, but she's so used to it now. She finds him more of an annoyance. It's the having to get out of bed to turn the light off and shut the door that annoys her the most. Um, Quite often when she's not here, the bedroom light will get switched on. I didn't know your girl wanted died. Are you going to get any more? Because what was the girl? Was she a pink one? The boy spider that you had was a blue bottle green tarantula. Is it 4 baby zebra finches that they've hatched off? What was wrong with the worms? Yeah. A pink trophy. Oh, I thought she was a pink one. See, Chris, believe it or not, is scared of spiders, so he bought a tarantula. When he first got it, it was rearing up, it was showing his fangs at him, and it was trying to kick hairs at him. It wanted to kill him. But he still wanted to hold it. Then he got the female. 5 chicks. Have they got the zebra finch colours yet? Have any of them actually got, have you got just one that's white? It's got a male zebra finch that's the classic grey brownie pink beaked, and he's got a white female. But they're only young and they've hatched off 5. Have you decided what you're doing with those birds? I would love a pet monkey, you know. I'd love one. But I'll just have to watch yours like it. But Sam's not the only one that's hugged you and got spooned into you. Cheap Cheap did as well, didn't he? He doesn't think that Cheap Cheap likes him very much because he always wing dips and dances at him. One day he was out and Cheap Cheap went and got sat on his shoulder, and he went to grab him to take him back in the pen. And Cheap Cheap got cuddled in. He had his head all snuggled up to him. Probably tomorrow during the day, Chris. I'm going to do a walk. It's up Castle Carrot called Monk's Trod. So I'll be up there doing that. Say hello to Callum for me. It's just because Evie's been at school this morning. I've done a live just in the garden, so I can't get out today. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Anne-Marie. All right, well, I'm going to have to end it anyway. I need to go and get some jobs done. Hey, Jack. Now that Jack's finally packed in. And Sam is waiting at the gate. He sits and waits at the gate. I don't know if he thinks his girlfriend's coming or what. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be on the Monk's Trod walk. Join us over tomorrow at Secret Blackburns. Are you live tomorrow, Secret Blackburn? Check out Secret Blackburn's channel about 10:30, 11:15. He's normally live around that time. Double D, thank you so much for coming and just hanging around. That cloud, it's looking a bit iffy. Yeah, in the morning. Thanks, Nigel. You're a star. So check out Secret Blackburns tomorrow morning about 10:30, 10:45 a.m. GMT. I'll be over there. And then I'll go and hit this new walk. Hopefully after that tomorrow, just do a bit more research. Look at that monster. It's not looking happy, is it? I want a thunderstorm. See you there. So thank you all for coming and listening to me waffle on, walking in circles and kicking tennis balls. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye now. Have a good one.